Final warning to Pharaoh. Let my people go, for the plagues will come. A prophetic warning from the Creator of all. South Africa, choose, blessing or judgment. Let my people go. These words were spoken in May and June 2024 by the Creator of all, the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, during the documentation of Case Solved Mystery of the Book of Wars. For some, this message is a warning. For others, it is deliverance. At the time, it may have seemed distant or symbolic, but now, in 2025, its fulfillment is already unfolding before our eyes. Introduction. The light is breaking through. It is shining upon the Afrikaner, the Boer, who for generations has endured persecution, oppression and erasure. They were mocked, marginalized, and made to suffer. Yet, like Israel in Egypt, their cries have reached the ears of the Almighty. The command was given, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh would not listen. And so, as in the days of Moses, the plagues will come, not by chance, but by divine order. These are not signs of chaos, but of coming deliverance. They are the forerunners of the final exodus. The bride is awakening. The bones are rising. And soon the world will witness what happens when the command of the Creator is defied. Warning.
The truth will cut deep, like a knife, and many will be bewildered. Those who reject it will fall further into deception, eventually leading to despair. Those who truly seek the truth must ask the Creator of all to reveal it directly to their hearts, and be willing to receive it.
Case. A kingdom not of this system, exposing a nation's decay.
Can you believe it's been 30 years since 1994, and now we're witnessing the full extent of this country's degradation?
The Creator of all is going to intervene in a way that will change the history of this country.
Yes, I agree. People often say that if you don't vote, the ANC gains more power.
I cannot be part of it. Truth does not exist within a man-made system. In 2017, the Creator of all spoke his heart to me about exposing fraud and corruption, about cleansing the system within South Africa, when he said,
"You will be my prophet to your current government. I will anoint you to speak great things and words from my throne room. You will expose fraud and corruption. You will be like Thule, former public protector. Where I send you, a pillar of fire will surround you. Where I send you, darkness will be exposed. You will burn like a consuming fire and burn everything away. I send you as Deborah to clean up the system, like Jeremiah to overthrow, root out, break down, and plant. In this country, I will use a woman, Deborah. Like Moses, you will call on Pharaoh to, 'Let my people go.' I choose you, Deborah, to fulfill my end-time plan in South Africa. You will be an end-time prophet within this government. They will recognize you as Deborah for South Africa. You already stand with the torch in your hand. You will burn this country with my fire. Never before has a woman made such an impact.
This government has a crooked system, a tree of knowledge of good and evil system. Think about it. People vote for Julius Malema, who incites the masses with songs like "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer," fueling violent farm attacks.
Julius Sello Malema, born 3 March 1981, is a South African politician. He is the founder and leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, a communist political party known for the red berets and military-style outfits worn by its members.
Farmers, their wives and even children are gruesomely tortured, boiling water poured over them, among other horrific acts. Yet this man, Julius Malema, holds significant authority and votes on laws that affect the very people he incites hatred against. His father was absent for most, if not all, of his upbringing. Could it be that his disregard for human life stems from the hatred and isolation he felt in his heart towards his father?
He clearly hasn't dealt with his past issues.
Many people with absent parents rise above their circumstances, but in his case, he is consumed by hatred. He is someone who has not made the effort to free himself. He feeds from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and has not repented. As a result, judgment has been declared over him, and now we must watch and see what the Creator of all will do. I often talk about the Dunning-Kruger effect, but it's important to understand why so many people, like Julius Malema, his followers, and other politicians, struggle to grasp even basic human principles.
It's because of their limited thinking.
Imagine standing on top of an upside-down pyramid where you can see the entire structure from above. Some people, though, are only positioned partway down. They're looking from a fixed level, unable to see the full picture. That narrow perspective shapes their worldview even though they're unaware of how limited it is. But those with a broader view can see both the pyramid and those stuck on lower levels. The moment those with a limited view believe they understand more than those with greater insight, it simply exposes the limits of their thinking.
People need to be asking for broader understanding, for truth.
But they're too busy with fruitless things. The way this country is being governed, it's completely wrong. I pray the Creator of all gives me the kingdom blueprint for how a country should be ruled. If he gives it to me, I will hand it to Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president, and make it public. Just give me one plan, one kingdom way to govern. Those who walk with the Creator understand his kingdom principles.
And within those principles, you don't find what we see in this broken system. You will have no politicians like Cyril Ramaphosa, Julius Malema, and Jacob Zuma inciting the masses with songs like "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer." You will have no president following a strategy against whites like boiling a frog alive in a boiling pot. You will have no Supreme Court of Appeal that rules "shoot the Boer" is not hate speech. You will have no land seizures without fair compensation. You will have no race-based laws designed to discriminate by skin color, nor systems that disadvantage others through legislation disguised as transformation. You will have no black economic empowerment (BEE) policies. You will have no failure to hold individuals accountable for widespread corruption within state-owned enterprises and across many municipalities. You will have no system where citizens pay taxes among the highest in the world and receive nothing in return. You will have no police force that fails to protect the well-being of all people, where countless cases are mishandled due to incompetence and negligence. You will have no health system where state hospitals have deteriorated and private hospitals impose inflated charges. You will have no exorbitant tollgate fees backed by 20 to 30-year government contracts with private entities, contracts supposedly meant to maintain roads, but which end up bleeding citizens dry with inflated charges. You will have no inflated property rates and taxes, a fee designed to collect, but it offers nothing. You will have no municipalities that rip off residents, collecting rates and taxes while delivering no basic services, treating you with open contempt, and taking years to refund any credit that's rightfully yours. You will not have the erasure of history, where the renaming of towns and streets is a deliberate effort to strip away cultural and historical identity. You will have no laws like Arto, laws not created to protect, but to punish. Laws that issue unnecessary fines and burden motorists with stress, while the Roads Department neglects to install proper traffic signage.
These are just a few examples. There are many more. Kingdom principles bring truth, justice, and accountability, things this country desperately lacks.
The decay of this country is unbelievable.
But unless the Creator of all intervenes to root out the corruption, negligence, and incompetence that continue to harm the citizens of this country, nothing will truly change. The decision makers of this nation do not have the heart of David, and they do not walk the path of the tree of life, of which Jesus is the only key.
Case: exposing the roots of persecution and religious control.
Maria had a dream. She was given a key to board an aeroplane. She had to turn the key using a card, and the number for the pin or lock was 1652.
1652. That's the year Jan van Riebeeck and the Dutch arrived in South Africa. The Huguenots followed not long after.
Why were the Huguenots persecuted?
The Huguenots, French Protestants, were primarily persecuted because their Calvinist beliefs challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and the French monarchy, which considered Catholicism the state religion. This religious difference became a source of political and social tension, leading to decades of conflict, violence, and discrimination.
Why did the Huguenots come to South Africa?
The Huguenot story at the Cape of Good Hope is indeed one of a long and arduous journey, marked by religious persecution in France and the subsequent emigration of French Protestants to various parts of the world, including South Africa. The journey began with the Edict of Fontainebleau in 1685, which revoked the Edict of Nantes and outlawed Protestantism in France, leading to widespread persecution and prompting many Huguenots to flee.
The Dutch who arrived in South Africa sent out a message to the Huguenot refugees to immigrate to establish an agricultural base, and because they didn't yet know what challenges they would face, they needed more people. When the Huguenots were persecuted and scattered across various countries, the Dutch invited them to settle in South Africa. That's why some of the Huguenots ended up here.
How many Huguenots fled to South Africa?
According to historical records, the first Huguenots arrived in 1671. Our ancestor, Pierre Rousseau, came in 1688. By the early 1690s, around 200 Huguenots, about 40 to 50 families, had settled in the region.
Only about 200 Huguenots?
They persecuted the wrong group of people.
The Creator of all has already revealed that the Dutch are from the tribe of Ephraim and the Huguenots are from the tribe of Judah. He specifically revealed that the Rousseau bloodline is part of the seed of Jesse, the father of King David.
Yes. Pierre Rousseau, the French Huguenot who arrived in South Africa in 1688, married a Retief.
He married Anne Retief. His mother was Marie Retief and his father Daniel Rousseau. So, the Rousseau and Retief families intermarried, making Pitt Retief our distant cousin. The truth has come to light. We are the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
And Pitt Retief was brutally killed by the Zulus under Dingane's command in 1838. His people endured severe persecution, marked by immense brutality.
Babylon the Great, also known as the Roman Catholic Church, persecuted the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
In the book, Mystery of the Bride, the Creator of all revealed that the man-child in Revelation 12 represents the Protestants, the Huguenots. The Roman Catholic Church killed them for speaking and living the truth. The dragon waged war against her offspring, and they were persecuted for believing in Jesus, the Son of God who came in the flesh. The Protestants, the French Huguenots, were the ones who ignited the truth movement.
And the Creator of all revealed that Babylon the Great is, in fact, the Roman Catholic Church.
The very idea that Roman Catholics believe the Pope represents God on earth or is Christ's representative should be a major red flag to anyone with basic discernment and logic.
It's a man-made system, designed to control and deceive the masses.
Revelation 17 speaks of this Babylon.
There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand, filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was a mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus.
The mere fact that the Roman Catholic Church killed and persecuted thousands should be clear evidence that its fruit is not Christ-centered. They have blood on their hands.
The Protestants bore the testimony of Jesus and were killed for it. It's time for people to truly research the origins of the Roman Catholic system for what it really is.
Babylon the Great has its days numbered. Judgment is set, and his bride is being called out of this system, including all the sister churches that stemmed from this corrupted root. According to Revelation 18, the Creator is calling out to his people,
Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, nor receive any of her plagues.
Case: the Hidden Bloodlines, Israel's true heirs, global deception, and the rise of the bride.
In South Africa, if you are a descendant of the Dutch or the French Huguenots, you are a direct descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We were told that we are Gentiles, but the truth is, we are the lost sheep, part of the lost 10 tribes of Israel. We are called to be a light to the nations. That is why we have always stood head and shoulders above the rest, because we carry the seed of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob within us. That is why we excel, and that is also why we have been persecuted for the truth. The British came with fire and greed, burning our farms, killing our women and children in concentration camps, a deliberate attempt to break us. And now today we are once again persecuted in our own land, but the seed remains.
The most unbelievable thing is happening. The Zulus are rising again. And the irony? That very rise is what's going to free the Boers from our long season of oppression.
The same pattern is repeating, but this time it is going to be different.
Because this time, it's not the start of the storm, it's the end.
They believed that all of Judah remained and became part of the Jewish people, who everyone now assumes to be the true Israel, but a portion of Judah broke away. The seed of Ephraim and Judah has flowed all the way to South Africa. Can you see it? The connection between the Israel narrative in the Bible and us. And now, the Creator is calling up the dry bones in this land. He is bringing them to life. He will show the world how his precious people were persecuted, overlooked, and misunderstood. There are remnant portions of the Jews who are part of the Israel family, but we were treated like the stepdaughter, unrecognized. Yet we are part of the lost tribes of Israel. We are part of his bride, and we are the stronger one, not in pride, but in resilience, in calling, and in covenant. Now, they must take our hand, because the bride is rising and the lost are returning.
Case: the sealed ones, Bloodline, Betrayal, and the battle for South Africa.
If you look at this country, South Africa, they have always been jealous of us, the Afrikaner, the Boer. But why? This ANC government has already expressed deep hatred towards Israel, and if they come to realize that we are part of Israel, then what? Will they persecute us again? The Creator needs to seal us. The promise he gave me on the 20th of May 2015 is not just for me, it is for his people. I am now releasing this word over his people.
Do not be dismayed or scared of their faces. I am with you. No one will be against you. No one can harm you. Anyone who raises their voice against you, or falsely testifies against you, or slanders you for my name's sake, will fall. Only on their knees will I listen to them.
May the word and promise you gave me be applied to all his Davids, his bride. He will protect us. The Afrikaners need to understand why they are so deeply hated. Those who do not carry the pure blood of Jesus within them will never fully understand.
This is a battle between good and evil. If you can't separate yourself from your culture and be grafted into the culture of Jesus, you will not enter heaven. Just a day or two ago, I saw an article showing Jacob Zuma sitting among Sangomas. Even the Zulus have kings. However, Jesus is not among them.
There is only one king, and that is Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua. Even if there are 40,000 rulers and leaders, every single one of them will still have to acknowledge there is only one true king, and his name is Yeshua. Full stop. These people clinging to their titles are filled with pride and arrogance.
While Pluto was in Capricorn over the past 15 years, many leaders misused their authority. But now, people are beginning to notice the abuse of power. They're waking up to it.
They have changed the names of many of our Afrikaner towns and streets. They are trying to erase us from history. They are pushing to turn Afrikaans schools into English ones. They try to push us aside. They refuse to help us at municipalities. Why are they like this? Why are we being treated this way?
They walk the path of the knowledge of good and evil.
And when the light shines on them, when they are exposed for corruption, greed, or incompetence, they call us racist. They blame apartheid. It is a weak excuse that deflects from the real issues, but we see right through it. Do they even realize that it was the British who laid the groundwork for apartheid in the first place?
The British laid the groundwork for apartheid when they imported millions of black laborers to work in the gold and diamond mines. It really began in the 1930s, when the Boers no longer wanted to be associated with the British, especially after what had been done to them in the concentration camps, among other injustices. The British brought in waves of black migrant workers to fuel their mining empire, and the Afrikaners were opposed to it. They foresaw the long-term consequences, that this population would grow and eventually outnumber them. The black population wasn't even originally part of the apartheid strategy. It stemmed from British colonial interests, and in the end, South Africa was still a British colony. When independence came, it came under British terms, and when land was handed back, it went to the Afrikaners, the Boers, not to the black population.
People need to research the truth about apartheid, what it really was. They continue to blame the Boer, the Afrikaner, but the truth is the exact opposite of how the world sees us here in South Africa.
When the British came to take over South Africa, who were they fighting against? And if you want to take control of a country, who do you go up against? The owners of the land. The British wanted control of South Africa, so they fought the farmers, the white settlers, not the black population. Logically, it doesn't make sense to invade a country, as the British did, and not fight the owners of the land. How can a foreign power attack a nation while its original inhabitants are supposedly fighting other outsiders to gain control? It doesn't add up. It's impossible. The truth about this country's history must come to light.
That means this land, South Africa, rightfully belongs to the Dutch and the French Huguenots. The British fought against the rightful owners of this land. They burned our farms and forced our women and children into concentration camps, where thousands died.
The British brought destruction to this country, just as they did to nearly every other nation they colonized.
And they oppress us all these years, and they teach their children that the Afrikaners is guilty, but it is precisely our Afrikaners who are being oppressed.
The Afrikaner fought for this land to become independent, not the blacks.
Every single nation that came against the Afrikaner and the presidency of this country needs to apologize to the Afrikaners. This land belongs to the Creator of all, and He gave it to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Even Ezekiel 37 is woven into the story of South Africa. Why? Because we are the only nation apart from biblical Israel that has ever made a covenant with Him.
My people, I'm going to open your graves and bring you up from them. I will bring you back to the land of Israel. Then you, my people, will know that I am the Lord, when I open your graves and bring you up from them. I will put my spirit in you and you will live, and I will settle you in your own land. Then you will know that I, the Lord, have spoken, and I have done it. I am going to take the stick of Joseph, which is in Ephraim's hand, and of the Israelite tribes associated with him, and join it to Judah's stick. I will make them into a single stick of wood, and they will become one in my hand. Hold before their eyes the sticks you have written on, and say to them, This is what the sovereign Lord says. I will take the Israelites out of the nations where they have gone. I will gather them from all around, and bring them back into their own land. I will make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Israel. There will be one king over all of them, and they will never again be two nations or be divided into two kingdoms.
That is exactly what will happen in this country, but they must take their hands off us. The Dutch and the Huguenots are direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are important to the Creator, and He sees you as part of the man-child in Revelation 12.
French Huguenot descendants were also included in the exodus of frontier farmers that was called the Great Trek. Voortrekker surnames who were of French Huguenot ancestry include Ocamp, Boshoff, Brewer, Boers, Cilliers, Cronje, de Klerk, Delport, de Villiers, Dubuisson, Duplessis, Duprise, Durand, Dutuit, Duvenage, Foucher, Fourie, Goupous, Hugo, Jacobs, Jourdan, Joubert, La Bouscagney, Leroux, Lombard, Malan, Marais, Martins, Malherbe, Minard, Meyer, Naudet, Nel, Nortia, Pinard, Retif, Reinicke, Riekert, Rousseau, Roux, Senecal, Talliard, Terblanche, Theron, Tredeau, Villejoun.
We are the bride of Christ in South Africa, and all those who are not against us or against the Creator of all and Yeshua can be grafted into His bride.
Case, the rise of the 300, when prophecy confronts power.
The dry bones have been called, and He told me they will rise, starting in South Africa, and then it will spread across the world. We are going to witness it with our own eyes.
From a political perspective, the timing couldn't be more significant, especially now that the MK party is aligned with the Zulus.
This will bring division, and they will turn against one another.
There are several key examples in the Bible where God causes enemies to turn against one another. One such example was Gideon and the 300 men who went to battle against the Midianite army. When Gideon's 300 men blew their trumpets, God caused panic and confusion in the enemy's camp, and the Midianites turned their swords on each other, just as it's written in Judges 7:22.
When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords.
A group of people will rise and move with Him. He refers to them as the Gideon 300. In the book My Son David, he said,
I will then prepare you, anoint you, and appoint you. It will be written down that you were part of the great move, started and ordained by God Almighty, where Jesus, my Son, will be in the front, and a group of 300, symbolic like with Gideon, will rise and move with me. For this will be a move ordained and blessed by me. I will tell you before it happens. This move of fire will be a great movement, one you will call revival. It will start in this country, for I chose you, set you apart, and anointed you, my beloved people of this country, South Africa, for Africa.
Other key examples in the Bible where God causes enemies to turn against one another are Jonathan and the Philistines. 1 Samuel 14:20. After Jonathan's surprise attack, confusion broke out in the Philistine ranks. In the chaos, they began killing one another. Jehoshaphat and the Enemy Alliance, 2 Chronicles 20:22-23. As the people of Judah praised God, He set ambushes against Moab, Ammon, and Mount Seir. The enemies destroyed each other without Judah lifting a sword. The prophecy against Gog, Ezekiel 38:21. In a future prophetic battle, God declares He will summon a sword against Gog. Every man's sword will be against his brother. A call for divine action in Psalm 83:9. The psalmist pleads with God to deal with Israel's enemies as He did with Midian, implying confusion and internal destruction among enemy forces.
The ANC must fall. Zuma did it on purpose, to damage the ANC. Why? Because he wants Ramaphosa to fall. Don't forget, Zuma was replaced by Ramaphosa. This is payback.
Zuma, Malema, and Ramaphosa, all three of them, there is darkness in their hearts.
Zuma knew exactly what he was doing. As they say, spiteful people spite themselves. Now the ANC is weaker, the EFF is weaker, and in the end, rationality will win. We will win.
This is not just politics. The word came directly from the creator of all.
Pharaoh, Cyril Ramaphosa, you have been given the task to let my people go, and if you do not listen, my word will be your judgment.
Our story goes deep, back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see it in the persecution of the Huguenots, in the covenant at Blood River.
That kind of covenant only happens if you are part of his people.
We are written in Daniel's book of truth. That is why this is being exposed. Because it must be. They need to take their hands off us. We are living in a modern Egypt. And Ramaphosa, he is Pharaoh. Now God sends me, as he once sent Moses, to deliver a message.
Let my people go.
I do not speak on my own. I speak under his authority, by his instruction. And I say this clearly. If they do not take their hands off us, there will be consequences.
Didn't Zuma and the ANC say they'd rule until Jesus comes?
According to News24.com, ANC will rule until Jesus comes, Zuma says again. President Jacob Zuma has repeated his mantra that the ANC will rule until Jesus Christ returns. Zuma said that people needed to accept that the ANC would rule until Jesus Christ came back. I hear people complaining when we say the ANC will rule fully until Jesus comes back, but we have been blessed. Pastors have prayed for us, he said.
How arrogant of Zuma. When he talks about pastors, he's really talking about his traditional healers. Let's be honest, many Sengomas support him.
And he's leading many astray.
Let me say this clearly. The ANC will not rule until Jesus Christ comes. The ANC, the MK Party, the EFF, they all stand against Israel and Ephraim. And who is that? That is us, the Boer, the Afrikaner, most of us. They have made themselves enemies of God's people, and they are going to see serious consequences.
John van Riebeck was from the tribe of Ephraim. He was like Joseph, sent into Egypt. South Africa is that Egypt.
Exactly. This is our story. It's the story of Joseph going ahead to Egypt to prepare a place for Israel. Joseph came first, then came Judah with the French Huguenots, and now we are reached the Moses moment. Don't you see it? The Moses narrative is not just history. It is a prophetic blueprint. It is unfolding here, in this country, and it is going to happen, just as it did before. South Africa has been chosen to be the stage where the Creator of all displays his undeniable, unmatched, omniscient power. Let the nations watch. Let the doubters take note. They must be ready, because what is coming will shake the foundations. He is waking up the bride, and the bride must rise now. This is no longer a time for silence or slumber. Things are going to escalate, and when they do, the world will know the Creator has spoken.
When Uranus enters Gemini, everything shifts. Big changes. Radical ones are coming. Gemini holds two sides. One is light, playful, good-natured. The other, hostile. And Uranus thrives on that duality. It stirs it up.
When does that happen?
In July 2025, something rare begins. Uranus, the planet of disruption, breakthroughs, and innovation, will enter Gemini and stay there until 2033. This isn't ordinary. This kind of alignment happens maybe once in a lifetime. Uranus takes 84 years to complete a full orbit, and when it moves, the world shakes.
Case: The Mantle of Moses. A modern exodus begins.
On the 22nd of May 2011, he spoke to me and gave me a tablet of responsibility, like he gave to Moses. He said,
Your mouth will be my mouth. You will have authority from me. What you shut will be shut, and what you open will be open. Therefore, only do my will. Only speak on my instruction. I will touch your mouth like I touched Moses' mouth. I will shut you in like I shut Moses in. You will call many out of Egypt, for I have appointed you Deborah for this task. I will give you Aarons to help you, for my hand and blessing are on you. You will guide my people out from Babylon. There will be opposition. They will question you. But I will be with you. I will shield you and protect you, and I will shut the door from the enemy. The enemy will not touch you. Because you fear my name, many will fear my name. What you learnt in darkness, you will now tell in the light, for I prepared and tested you for many years. I know that you will not deny my name. I know you are willing to drink my cup. Thank you for loving my son. There are many things I will show you and speak to you, for you are my end-time prophet. You are here for that purpose. I will shield you like Moses. This is your next phase with me. I want to give you the desires of your heart. Stay close to me and listen and obey when I speak. I also want to place those engraved tablets in your heart. With those tablets, you will carry great responsibility. The responsibility is like that of my servant Moses. I can entrust you with that. I will send my angel Gabriel to give you this tablet in your heart, the tablet of responsibility, like Moses. Therefore, I will give you the mantle of Moses.
For the next several years, your secondary progression chart shows constant movement, one powerful shift after another. Your Mars and Mercury are so closely aligned, it's phenomenal, something that rarely happens in a single lifetime. And it won't stop there. This momentum will continue nonstop for the next 7 to 10 years, and possibly even beyond.
On 30 December 2011, as recorded in my original journal, the Creator of all spoke the following.
As in the days of my servant Moses, I gave a plan, a hope to my people. The people murmured and did not trust what I spoke because it seemed impossible. Yet it is in the impossible that I do possible things. Know this, my child. When I speak hope, deliverance, blessings, just as I did with my Israel, calling them out of Egypt to go into the promised land, the land of milk and honey, they needed to obey me. I tested them in the wilderness, and the more they disobeyed and did not trust in my word, the longer they remained stuck in the desert. And because some disbelieved and disobeyed, the whole of Israel had to stay in that desert. Therefore, when I speak hope, deliverance, and blessings into your life and dreams, know that I will test the people involved in this, in the wilderness. When they are faithful and obedient to my word, I will guide them to the promised land. But woe to you who cause others to stumble. Woe to you if you allow people to remain out of reach of my spoken hope, deliverance, and blessing because of your unfaithfulness, selfishness, pride, and disobedience. If you do not repent of this selfishness and pride, because you cannot trust my word, you will not enter the promised land, and you will lose your eternal inheritance. I always give time to repent. Your unfaithfulness, selfishness, pride, and disobedience frustrate me and bring hopelessness to those involved in this blessing. I do turn it to good, and I will shepherd, protect, and guide my people who are obedient to me. I will restore to you double, for I have seen your suffering and affliction in the circumstances brought by these people who boast with pride. Unless these people repent, they will not inherit their inheritance. Only the Caleb's and Joshua's will, only those who trust in me and abide in my word, for they believed what I spoke and declared my goodness. Caleb and Joshua, I will restore to you double, for you had to sit 40 years in the desert because of others' selfishness, unfaithfulness, and pride. If you find yourself in this, my child, know that I have seen your suffering and affliction, and I will restore double to you. For though you sit with those people for years, I will use it to refine you, to teach you, and to guide you. I have not forgotten what I promised you. I will bring you into that promised land. I will give you your inheritance. Just keep your focus on me. Stay close to me. For those who are obedient and faithful to my spoken word, I will raise up and fulfill the promise in the appointed time. I will deal with selfish, prideful, unfaithful, and disobedient ones. I will not leave you or forsake you, for I will bring to pass the word I spoke concerning you. Keep your hope, faith, and love in me. I do not lie. What I promised, I will fulfill.
Now may the Lord's strength be displayed, just as you have declared. The Lord is slow to anger, abounding in love and forgiving sin and rebellion. Yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. He punishes the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation. In accordance with your great love, forgive the sin of these people, just as you have pardoned them from the time they left Egypt until now.
I have forgiven them as you asked. Nevertheless, as surely as I live and as surely as the glory of the Lord fills the whole earth, not one of those who saw my glory and the signs I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness, but who disobeyed me and tested me 10 times, not one of them will ever see the land I promised on oath to their ancestors. No one who has treated me with contempt will ever see it. But because my servant Caleb has a different spirit and follows me wholeheartedly, I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it.
It will be interesting to see how this Moses role unfolds. The focus will shift to South Africa, for it is here that the Creator of all has sent us, this land of milk and honey, and it is here that the plagues will fall.
The Western world is already collapsing. They just don't realize it yet. People are still living in a dream. America, Europe, they're blind to what's coming. Our ancestors, the French Huguenots, were murdered for their faith. That's why we're here in South Africa.
The Protestants fled to North America, Ireland, England, the Dutch Republic, the Swiss cantons, Germany, and South Africa.
And ironically, it was those same countries, America, England, Europe, that put enormous pressure on South Africa in the 1990s. That pressure is part of what brought us to the point we're in today, in this fallen country.
Case. Let my people go. The last plagues are coming.
In the book The Exodus, the Creator of all said,
Let my people go. For you are slaves under a demonic system. If you come to me, you will be my servants, and I will bless you, and your fruit will multiply. You need to become like children, for children are free. In Egypt, you will not roam free. You will remain in bondage. Follow me, listen to me, and obey me. This will be the last Exodus, for everything that happened in the beginning will again happen in the end. The plagues have already begun. Can you discern it in your country? Do you discern the plagues that are happening in the spirit? Water will turn into blood, frogs, lice, flies, pestilence, boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and death of the firstborn. All these plagues will be unleashed on the people and the land to let my people go. You will then realize that it is time to follow me out of Egypt into the desert. With this, you will focus on me, for I should be your focus and daily living, not worldly pleasures. My children, you are currently in that place where you murmured. You murmured against and over the land, over each other. You have no control over these things. You are enslaved in Egypt. You are enslaved by the prince of the world, Pharaoh, and he is putting new burdens on you each day. While you are in the world, you will eat what is given to you. I allow it, because the more unrighteousness and unfairness happens in the land, the more you will realize that you need me, your God. For I am the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. You need to ask me to deliver you from the net of the fowler. Ask me to deliver you out of the bondage of slavery. For if you remain, you will surely die with the plagues that I will be pouring out over Egypt, the worldly land, poisoned by greed of man, lust of man, rebellion, and sin. Choose my camp, or Pharaoh's camp, for the plagues will surely touch you in Pharaoh's camp. In my camp I will protect you, and no plague will come near your tent. Choose today, life or death, blessing or curse.
That is why the Creator of all is saying to Ramaphosa, just as he once said to Pharaoh, let my people go. And if they refuse, plagues will come upon South Africa as a warning to the world. This is what happens when the Creator gives a command and it's ignored. And if anyone asks, against whom will the plagues fall? I will answer clearly, the bride will be excluded. A division is coming. Those who belong to the bride, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, along with those grafted in, will stand on one side. The rest will stand on the other. The plagues will fall on those who stand against the bride, those who oppose the Creator of all and His Son, Jesus. This is not a distant prophecy. His Caleb's and Joshua's must be ready. It is coming, and it will unfold over the next couple of years.
Remember, Pluto will move out of Capricorn by the end of the year. All the governments around the world that have lied to their people over the past 15 years or more, they will fall. They've misused their power, and now their collapse has begun. It won't happen in a single day. It's a process, and this astrological shift has already started. Revolutionary changes are coming.
The Reformation also happened around the same kind of astrological transition, when Aquarius last moved out of Capricorn.
Yes, and so did the American Revolution.
So here we are again. Many of his Protestants are part of the bride and they need to rise, like an army. And they will rise, because the time has come. But this time it will be different. This time He's going to reveal them to the world.
We're stepping into very exciting times.
This bride will rise like a mighty army, and many of them come from the Protestant lineage.
What we're about to witness is how the others will end up destroying themselves in the process.
We are going to see some very intense things, but do not be afraid when it all starts unfolding.
I'm not afraid at all. In fact, I'm excited for what's coming, even if I end up being one of the first to die in this process.
We will continue to the end. The Book of Truth exists to wake the people up. In a nutshell, the Book of Truth was given to awaken hearts with two divine purposes: to part the Red Sea, a path of escape for the bride, the Caleb's and Joshua's, who remain faithful and obedient to the Creator of all; to bring about a decisive move of God in South Africa.
People have no idea where we are on the timeline. We're at the time of the end.
I will tell them, do you know the story of the 10 plagues in the Bible? I will be gracious this time. There will only be 3. Because you already know the story, you have been warned. That is why it's only 3. You don't need all 10. It is your decision now. The bride will stand as one. He will make her strong, seal her off, and raise her up, and no enemy will stand against her. But they must be in His heart. They will rise. What He has spoken through the prophets, or to His bride directly, it is all going to come to pass now.
Everything I've ever spoken to you will come to pass. The bride is in my heart, and my army is rising.
Everything He has said to me is already starting to unfold. His word will be fulfilled, and the rest will follow. The time of awakening has come. Those who accept the truth will rise. The rest will stay locked in their cages, trapped in prisons of their own making.
No one knows what the truth is, and they won't question it, because no one is asking.
Those who seek truth and ask questions will find it, but they must bring their questions to the Creator. He answers, sometimes instantly, sometimes with a delay, because the timing has to be right.
Case. The final warning, plagues, power, and the call to let His people go.
The Creator of all sees me as a Moses, and He's going to ask me to call down plagues upon this country because they will not listen. Their hearts are hardened. According to the biblical narrative, we see that after each of the first 5 plagues, Pharaoh hardened his own heart. But from the 6th plague onward, there is a shift. The writer says that God hardened Pharaoh's heart.
What does a hardened heart mean?
According to John 12:40,
He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they should see with their eyes, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them.
People can reach a stage of callousness toward God. The hardening of hearts here is also judicial. The verb hardened had to do with the forming of a callus. Their hearts became very hard against revelation. Their deliberate choice was the cause of this hardening toward God. God involves himself in the consequence of our choices.
If that's the case, then the Creator of all hardened Pharaoh's heart only because that was the path Pharaoh had already chosen for himself.
Pharaoh hardened his own heart through his deliberate choices.
So, if I'm given a choice between 3 plagues to call down on this country, then I would choose the last 3.
Which ones are those?
Locust, darkness, and death of the firstborn. But the Creator of all can change this. So here is my message to the new presidency. Ramaphosa, if this message reaches you, let my people go, and you choose not to listen and the plagues begin. I will take note after the first one. I won't wait for the second, because you do not want to see the third. When the firstborn are struck down, you will have to decide, and let it be clear, these plagues will not touch his people, the bride of Christ. Only those who stand against him and his people will feel their weight.
We are living in a modern-day Egypt.
Maria, you had a dream, where in order to board the aeroplane, you had to turn a key using a card, and the number on the pin or lock was 1652. What was your emotion in the dream?
I wanted to get on board, and it felt like we were late, but we actually weren't.
What did you discover about the key elements in the dream?
According to the book, Hearing God, Dream Dictionary, by Martin van der Merwe, a key means
Keys represent authority over or responsibility for something. It can also indicate access to information, secrets or revelations that others do not have access to.
a large passenger plane means
It shows a large move in the spirit within the organized church movement involving many people.
1652 was the pin. So the meaning of the number 16
Refer to a person who presents the character of the Lord, pure, free, and in submission to God.
and the meaning of the number 5
Responsibility to serve the grace of God. It can also represent the heart.
and the meaning of the number 2
It can indicate a pair. It can point to an agreement that is being established by two people with a common objective.
and the meaning of cards is
The saying, "It is on the cards," means that something is really going to happen.
so the dream suggests that the plane represents a large move in the spirit, something involving many people. The 16 points to those who are submissive to him. The 5th speaks of the responsibility to serve by his grace, and the 2 represents the pairing of Ephraim and Judah. The card used to turn the key means this isn't symbolic only, something is truly about to happen.
I am reminded of the words from Destined van South-Africa, also known as The Call of South Africa, written by C.J. Langenhoven.
Destem van Zuid-Afrika, also known as The Call of South Africa, or simply Die Stem, was the national anthem of South Africa during the apartheid era. There are two versions of the song, one in English and the other in Afrikaans, which were in use early on in the Union of South Africa alongside God Save the Queen, and as the sole anthem after South Africa became a republic.
It refers to South Africa as the fatherland.
That is not by chance, it is by design, and it points directly to destiny.
Literal translation of the original Die Stem van Zuid-Afrika. From the blue of our heavens, from the depths of our sea, over our eternal mountain ranges where the cliffs give an echo, through our far deserted plains with the groan of ox wagon, rises the voice of our beloved, of our country South Africa. We will answer to your calling, we will offer what you ask, we will live, we will die. We, for thee, South Africa, in the marrow of our bones, in our heart and soul and spirit, in the glory of our past, in our hope of what will be, in our will and work and wander, from our crib to our grave, share no other land our love, no other loyalty can sway us. Fatherland, we will bear the nobility of your name with honor, dedicated and true as Afrikaners, children of South Africa. In the sun glow of our summer, in our winter nights cold, in the spring of our love, in the autumn of our sorrow, at the sound of wedding bells, at the stone fall on the coffin. Soothes your voices never in vain, you know where your children are. At your call we never say no, we always, always say yes, to live, to die. Yes, we come, South Africa, on your all might, steadfast entrusted, had our fathers built. Give to us also the strength, O Lord, to sustain and to preserve, that the heritage of our fathers for our children heritage remain, servants of the Almighty, against the whole world free. As our fathers trusted, teach us also to trust, O Lord, with our land and with our nation. It will be well. God reigns.
Can the angels speak in this book? Because it is about war, and I would like to know what the Creator of all wants to say about his angels, how they helped us at the Blood River. Is there something the Creator of all wants to say through his angels in this book?
We assisted the Boers at that river, just as the story was told, and we will do it again. If the bride, the Davids, arise as an army, as one body, as one bride, if they arise, they will see us. We are here to assist the bride of Christ. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of us in this land now. What is about to happen in this country will be an example to the world, and we are here for that purpose, to prepare.
They also want me to speak as Deborah and say, "Awake, bride, wake up from your sleep, the bridegroom is coming."
Wake up and purify yourself, for my coming is near. I am the pearl of great price, and I will only marry those who also carry a pearl. My bride, the ones who allow me to form a pearl within them, will be perfectly matched. My bride will match me. A perfect match.
That was Captain Yeshua speaking, and he wants me to say it. The war is on, and we will have the victory.
References. The following references were used. First, Muller, D.M., 2024, Case Solved, Evidence of Life. Second, Muller, D.M., 2024, Case Solved, Mystery of Life. 3. Muller, D.M., 2024, Case Solved, Mystery of the Bride. 4. Muller, D.M., 2011, My Son David. 5. Muller, D.M., 2011, The Exodus. 6. Julius Malema, 2025. Available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Julius Malema. 7. Double Ibunu, Kill the Boer or Kill the Farmer. 2024. Available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Double Ibunu. 8. Dunning-Kruger Effect, 2025. Available wikipedia.org/wiki/Dunning-Kruger Effect. 9. The ANC and Ramaphosa's 1994 Plan for the Whites, 2017. Available at politicsweb.co.za/opinion/the ANC and Ramaphosa's 1994 Plan for the Whites. 10. Business Live, 2024. Julius Malema singing Shoot the Boer is not hate speech, SCA, the Supreme Court of Appeal rules, 30th May. Available at businesslive.co.za/bd/national/2024-5-30. Julius Malema singing Shoot the Boer is not hate speech, SCA rules. 11th, News 24, 2016. ANC will rule until Jesus comes, Zuma says again, 5th July. Available at news24.com/ANC will rule until Jesus comes. Zuma says again, 2016, July 5th. 12th, Afrikaans, 2024. Available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Afrikaans. 13. Huguenots, 2025. Available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Huguenots. 14. Huguenots in South Africa, 2025. Available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Huguenots in South Africa. 15. History of the Huguenots. available at huguenotsociety.org.za/History of the Huguenots. 16. John 12:40, Commentary, 2018, available at verse-by-verse commentary.com/2018/1/4/John 1240. 17. Van der Merwe, M. Hearing God, Dream Dictionary, 18. Die Stem van Zuid-Afrika, 2025, available at wikipedia.org/wiki/Die Stem van Zuid-Afrika.